Hello Seekers, welcome to Maledicted, a channel dedicated to bring you the best contents regarding Malediction, the new miniature card game from Loot Studios. Today I'm proud to bring you a gameplay I battled against Nicky, one of the game designers for the game. I have had already battled against Dan. If you hadn't seen it, I'll leave the link here on the description. And now I got a chance to play against Nicky, the other game designer. Let's see how it went. And for this gameplay, I played londriel, the hardest seeker to kill in the game and the most consistent one in my opinion. And Nicky went with Ingor, the chaotic ogre that kills everything in its path. Well, without further ado, dive in the battle and let's see how it goes. We started placing the terrains, of course. I got Astaria's Pathway and she got the Deathshout Mire. Ingor's strategy for her deck is very heavy on the ambush unit, besides Shadow Cloak that allows her to deploy on the Mire as well. So I placed my terrains very carefully to make sure that every single blocking part from my terrains would be towards the entrance from the Mire. I don't want to shoot the Mire, but I want to protect my unit that, for example, is here from units in the Mire not just charge me. In this way, I was protecting myself from charging Setianar, from charging Duskwood Prowler, from, well, you got the idea, right? The main thing here is to protect my units from being ambushed and killed at once. It's unlikely that will happen because I'm playing londriel, right? And londriel protects her units very well. Well, after the rank placement, let me jump in ahead. We just placed the husks, and you see we scattered the husks across the battlefield because it's not wise for us to have a place on the battlefield centered or loaded with several husks. For my opening hand, you can see that I have only 3 units, which is good. When I play londriel, I don't usually swarm the map with several units. For londriel's deck, my deck, every unit counts, so it's more important for me that they stay alive on the battlefield and making the value count, because then I can cycle my deck with my spells. So for this one, since I'm playing Ingor, which is a very spell-heavy deck, I liked very much the idea to have the Gateway Guard, okay? So I don't want to drop him. And the Herald of Salvation is a very good pick as well, because actually she flies and she has a lot of health, so she can survive on the battlefield for a bit longer if I need to. And since I only had unique units, my Warfront Commander wouldn't be very useful right now, because he can't command units from a rank higher than his. So I decided to bid with him. We tied for the bid, so we decided on the dice. I rolled 11, she rolled a 2, and I won. Since I knew she could reach me anywhere because of the Mires, I decided to keep the initiative. Because it's important for me to know what she's deploying so I can make my decisions, right? She chose that side over there, the top left one, and I was left at the bottom. I allowed her to deploy first, one Polar Rider. Setianar deployed close to one of my relics down here, and I knew she was probably going to want Setianar to pick the site, because plus 2 damage with Setianar is a lot of damage, right? And I knew that I wanted to get the Veil Piercer, because since she's using the Mire, it's important for me to, manage to aim at units inside the Mire. After she deployed, I had 2 choices. I could just reach here and try to contest the relic with Setianar and get the other relic, but if I did that, I would be left with only 1 or 2 Echo, because 10 for londriel and 8 or 9 for the other unit. And since I don't have to rush things, if she only had 2 units, so she would take on the 2 relics from these 2 ones, right? I decided to play only with londriel, because I can deploy my units later. I can manifest any of the units he deploys or anything like that. And I put the Helm on londriel, because then I would manage to move once, use telekinesis to move londriel again, and shoot Setianar away from the relic and claim the relic with londriel. That would work if I managed to hit, but since Setianar doesn't have a very high armor, only 13, it was a fair choice. Since I had the initiative, she can start and activate her units first. She decided to go with Setianar. She was a little bit afraid from this strategy, because it would simply mean that I would make 1 hit, that could be a hit, right, for 6 damage, because of the Helm. And if she was going to strike me and missed once, my repulse could possibly kill Setianar. So she decided to retreat with Setianar to grab the relic and fight another round. So the only thing I did was to measure very well what my range would be, where I would have to be positioned to, after I get my relic with 3 extra range, I could still manage to hit Setianar where she is. My idea was to keep initiative, and I have 2 powerful units to do so. right? Since just Sessionar is already on the battlefield, I have high chances to win the bid with my Gateway Guardian. She used a spell, the card Bragging, because she needed more cards on her hand, or better cards on her hand. It resolved. She discarded the Rush because she rolled an odd number. I got the Veil Piece that I wanted, and she grabbed the site to Sessionar, as we predicted, and she also got the Lightning Scepter for the Bonnie Claw Rider. That being said, we went for round 2. Now I have 12 Echo, and it was a tough choice, because I don't want to, deploy the Priest to pray, because I would only have him as a second unit. I decided to be a little more aggressive. I can't rely on londriel alone, since we only have 2 units each, so I decided to make sure I would keep my initiative, beat my Guardian, and kept it. Right now, I know that I will be the one activating first, so I want her to deploy first, to see what she's planning on do, to see how much Echo I can spend to make sure I kill Sessionar. She deployed the Berserker blocking my view, so I could only spend up to 9 Echo, because I needed telekinesis to move the Berserker away. To my luck, the Herald only costs 8, so I still have enough to play telekinesis and hopefully kill Sessionar. Because understand that the way things are right now, if you check londriel's, she has 5 accuracy, base 5 to 3 damage, plus 2 damage because of ranged expert, and another 1 damage for the helm. It means that if I graze, I still do 6 damage. Only a 1 will, on my 2 attacks, will prevent Sessionar from dying. And that's the major thing. I pumped londriel's damage in a way that she's a menace to anyone on the battlefield. 2 strikes can possibly kill any of her units, right? So that's what I did. I used telekinesis to move the Berserker away, and I went for 2 swings. I just can't roll a 1 and I would manage to kill Sessionar. If she doesn't have Die Hard or anything like that, right? But that's the thing. I rolled a 2, which is enough, it's a 6 damage. And a 4. Like I said, 2 grazes still kills Sessionar. She didn't have enough Echo to do anything. She revealed Adrenaline Rush, got 2 Echo, dropped the Relic, and I got 9 Mastery for my kill. So right now I have 19 Mastery, and she has 10 for the Relic. And that was my londriel. At this point, both my units are inside the mire, so the Bonnie Claw cannot make a single attack against me, and she has a choice to make. Does she want to engage with the Berserk, or she wants just to grab the Relic? She then decides she wants to just grab the Relic and move to there. I decided to take a more offensive approach, and I just charged. I knew I would get hit twice from the Bonnie Claw Rider, but would be his last activation, and we would have the next round and target to resolve whatever we needed. I could have gone for the Relic, but the right one, but I don't need that Mastery right now. I can just deploy him on the deploying zone, the Vakar's Priest later, to grab the Relic whenever I need, right? So I went for a strike, I make a hit, 5 damage, he moves, and make 3 strikes against my Angel. The first one is a hit, 4 damage, and the second one is also a hit, I believe. No, it's a grace, for 2 damage. And she spends another 3 Echo to make his Berserk make a Wild Strike against my Angel. Gladly it missed, so 2 damage. No big deal, the Angel still has 10 HP, it's enough to hold a single activation from any of his units. We draw 2 cards, and now I have to make sure my Angel is going to be alive, right? Because, well, I need her there to grab the Relic. And since I still have the Ranger to kill his Bonnie Claw Rider, she decided to contest my initiative, and I didn't really have to defend it, because I can't protect my Angel from his first activation, and I can't kill his second unit with londriel before he activates. So it was quite okay for me to allow her to have this initiative. She got the initiative, and since I only had 7 Echo at this point, I decided not to make any deployments, because I would have to protect my Angel with 3. I don't know what I would reveal from the top card. And I wanted to have telekinesis or something else to make sure the Angel would manage to get the Relic or anything like that if needed. So I didn't want to risk any of my deployments. She cast Drawing Oblivion, Since I'm a heavy spell user, it is a good card because if she takes out a spell, I would lose 2 Echo. It will not compromise my strategy because I have 2 Ward of Valkyries, that's the only spell that I really care about right now. And I can lose the 2 Echo, then I will still manage to cast one of them. So she grabbed the Priest, no harm done. I'm glad I didn't deploy him beforehand, right? And she's activating her Berserk to make a Wild Strike against my Angel. It's another miss. Wild Strike, it's a -2 accuracy, so it's a very hard attack. Although with a 3 on the dice, even if it was normal, it wouldn't make a difference, right? For the second roll, it was a 2 as well. Bad rolls for her, I know, but if it was a higher roll, I would just have prevented. I was very safe. So I activated Londriel and hit his Boneclaw Rider for 6 damage on a graze, and a hit for 8 damage. Understand that we both grazed a lot, but my Londriel was pumping damage, right? So it was great for me. And she cast Relentless Surge, which allowed her to activate again her Berserk. Now my Angel was in trouble, but I was still confident because I have 2 Ward of Valkyries. I can prevent the 2 Wild Strikes that he can give me and try to kill her, right? So she went for the first swing, it was a graze as well, I was already alive. He swing again, she swing again for another graze. I mean, I don't know if I get happy because she grazed a lot, or sad because 2 damage is not something I want to prevent, right? So I didn't prevent any of her attacks. Then I activated the Angel, spent 3 to move his Berserker away from engagement. Actually, I forgot. I made 1 attack first, it was a graze as well. And then I moved him and move away with 1 movement to grab the relic. It was the end of the round, so I got the Berserk because it's more resistance. If he deploys anything that can shoot my Angel, at least he has a little resistance. And at this point, it was probably going to be game over because I had 2 deployments that I could make to grab the relic on the top here. I got the 3-stone defender that I could deploy nearby my Angel just to give protection, and I would still have enough Echo to protect her with Ward of Valkyries. I still beat and won the bid with another Warfront Commander, so I would play first. At this point, I would just deploy my 3-stone defender nearby Londriel. Actually, I didn't have to. I could just leave my Angel there, deploy something else nearby my deployment zone. For example, my Crossbowman, just to grab this relic. Drops anything else nearby Londriel to grab the other relic over there, or even my Angel if it died. And with Londriel, I could just easily kill his Berserk. So I would activate her, kill him, and for example, the Manifest, anything else he did, if I only deployed my Crossbowman, in a way that he would not have any activations on the round. If he deployed more than 1 unit, you know, the bottom line is, doesn't matter. He would have to kill my Angel and prevent me from grabbing the relic, because the Berserk gives me 7 mastery, I was at 35 if I'm not mistaken, so only his mastery was enough. I had 2 deployments I could make, one of it on the top, for example, and one of my deployment zone, so I would manage to reach both relics. There was nothing she could do at this point, and the victory was mine. So Seekers, that was the gameplay with Nicky. Let me know what you thought about this game, any choices you would have made differently. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends. Let me know if you have any suggestions on what we could have done differently. If you still like this kind of content, please let me know that as well, and I'll see you again next time.